So let's talk about product research, how to find like product ideas. And one thing is that there is, there's no one fixed way of finding product opportunities. I mean, there's multiple different ways, and there's so many different opportunities or approaches. So many different ways how you can approach this. Like, okay, the thing is that okay, we want to know what we can sell on Amazon. So where do we go to look? Where do we get these ideas? So, I mean, let's not get stuck on just one method or one way. No, I mean, point is that we want to sell something that we have this knowledge, expertise, passion. Maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's something else that we have been doing. I mean, that's the ideal scenario, right? Because then we have this competitive advantage. We know what kind of words, words the audience, target customers use. We know how to resonate with them. We know what kind of images they respond to. We know how to evaluate these products because, I mean, we are using it ourselves, so it, makes sense. So there's a huge advantage if that happens, but I wouldn't say that this is the way. You need to have expertise on this area. I mean, okay, fine. You don't need to. You can go with something different, but then it just means that okay, then you need to do a bit of a more research. If it's a product that you don't have any expertise or knowledge about, but I mean that's not a deal breaker, right? And that's how we have actually approached many different products. I mean, we didn't know anything about those beforehand. So we just found a product opportunity and then we built expertise, during that process. During process of launching it, selling it, and growing the sales. But yeah, so let's not get stuck on just one way. So product research away from the crowds, alternative sites to look for. I know previously, I think it was Victor who did the presentation about, was it 7 different ways how to find products? So that's something that you should definitely also look into because it presented to you many concrete ways how you can start looking into product opportunities. But yeah. Okay, so what we are going to cover is that, okay, why is this a problem? So, I mean, if there's no problem to solve, then why are we even talking about it, right? So there has to be some problem. So what to prepare before product research? Products to avoid beforehand, where to find different product ideas, validating the idea, not really the product on the market, but just validating the idea and testing out the product. So that's actually more of that's the real validation when real alive human beings are buying the product and giving their experience on it. When they are actually spending their hard-earned money to buy the product and use the product. Okay, so what's the problem? Well, oftentimes, problem before the problem is that so many people get stuck on that. I don't have any product ideas. I don't have any product. I don't even know where to start. I've been looking at these tools and these ideas, but nothing is good enough. Yeah. So okay, at least you will get some ideas, right? But if everyone is using the same methods and the same tools to look for products, then I mean, needless to say that is a disadvantage. Because yeah, it's going to be limited product ideas, more competition, lower profit margin. Or if multiple people are entering the same market, then I mean prices are going to go down, right? So instead, the whole point is that you know and master many different ways how to find product ideas, but don't be limited to those. Always look into new ways of finding products. When you're actually selecting the product, then we need to have a bunch of questions to ask. So first of all, okay, now we have some kind of ideas that maybe that could be something that we could sell. Then who is the target audience for this product. If we have expertise or knowledge on this product, then that's gonna be easy peasy. We already know everything. Okay, this is the user. There are different kind of segmentations, and there's different kinds of places where they hang out, and blah blah blah. I mean, we already know that if we are familiar with the product and we've been a user, or we have been a customer ourselves. But in the case that we have no knowledge, we have no expertise on this product or this category or this niche, then it just means that, okay, we need to start from the get-go. We need to start from the blank page to figure out these things. So who's the target audience for this product? And what's the problem that it solves? Are there any similar products already available in the market? Is the product scalable? And one thing here is that we always want to be different in many ways. So we different in terms of being better, different in terms of having different kind of branding, different in terms of giving something extra, different in terms of that when customers see our product and the competitor, I mean, our product just seems like a no-brainer. That of course I'm going to buy this product. And that's why big element of the product blueprint is the X factor. So developing this X factor for the product. So that's something that we definitely should be doing when within a certain period of time that we have been selling it. But that being said, I'm like always keeping in mind the speed. Speed matters more than getting everything right in the first thing, because I want you to focus on thinking this thing about in terms of like iterations and increments. So we don't need to get everything right on first person. No, it's just fine. Just get something live and then you improve it on the next batch. So every batch, I'm just consider like this, like maybe every batch it's just like 2% better than the previous one. It has something extra like all the time. So every single batch that we order, I mean, it's second batch is just 2% better than the first one, and batch number 3, I mean, it's just 2% better than the second one, and so on. So then, I mean, within a year, if we've been selling that product, then it's going to be all the time getting better and better to the point that we actually want it to be. But just 2% is enough. We don't go crazy, because it's more important just getting it live and then doing tiny improvements. And scalable, yeah, absolutely. For example, if we sell some kind of creams or maybe some kind of consumable product, then what is the supply chain like, or is the supplier able to produce certain amount of products that we need? Because if it's limited, then I mean that it's gonna make much more difficult, right? And yeah, absolutely. How can it be improved? So what is going to be our X factor? And the X factor would mean that, okay, what's the thing that we bring to the table? So let's say that everyone is selling the same product, but what is our approach in terms of the product? Maybe we do something different or actually we should do something different in the packaging. I mean, not only in the product itself. I mean, it's good if we can add value, if we can add add-ons and whatnot, but also in terms of packaging, branding, and those kind of things that are much, I mean, user experience manuals, those kind of things that are much easier to improve. And yeah, I mean, if it's something that you're interested in, that's not a deal breaker. I mean, I can say that I sell many products that I have zero interest and zero expertise when we started. But then it's also a question, like when you start selling it, you build the relationship to that product and you build the expertise and knowledge along the way. Yeah, so here's the restricted categories on Amazon. So those are things avoid. I mean, of course, you can get ungated for example, jewelry and so on, but that's not the first place to start. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, social media. If you open social media and search for different products, then I mean, you're going to be seeing interesting things that what people are talking about. And their pain points, their desires. You can see just so many of these like product review things and unpacking things. So it's just interesting to keep in mind that, okay, what are people talking about? What are they complaining about what's the good thing, what's the not so good thing, and so on. Influencers, well, I mean, one thing is that these are typically like paid promotion, paid in one way or another. So bare minimum, they just got the product for free. So that's something to keep in mind, and take whatever they are saying, you take it with a like grain of salt. That okay, I mean, this is influencer, this is paid promotion, but still, I mean, we can get some good ideas, interesting ideas from what's happening. Then different kind of crowdsourcing platforms. I mean, it can just give you insight into what products are capturing consumer interest at the moment, because I mean, anyone can do this, anyone can set up these things, but the key thing here is that, okay, what are the projects that get a lot of attention from the audience? Like if there's lots of participants, lots of engagement, reviews, then I mean, it might be something that we are interested in. Then industry-specific forums and communities, and that's the thing. Like, if you are selling something that you already you are already into, so odds are that you already are part of these communities. But if not, then look into tapping into joining these different communities regarding certain categories. So meaning that you can just choose that, hey, I mean, I want to, maybe I would like to sell something in the workout niche. So I'm just going to join these communities and see that what people are talking about, what kind of products are they, can you see there, and so on. Then product review sites, just trying to see what products are receiving positive or negative reviews. So identifying these common complaints or praise can really guide this product development. So here's a couple of sites: CNET, PCMag, Wirecutter, Consumer Reports, where you can dig into just for curiosity, like, okay, what are people praising or hating? And then different trend forecasting websites. So this can really provide insights into upcoming trends across like various industries. And when you find something, then you can just use like Google Trend and so on to see that, okay, I mean, are the searches for this going up, going down, or is it just pretty much staying the same past year or so? Then e-commerce marketplaces like Etsy, I mean, it's just looking into, because, okay, again, these are like places where you can, where anyone can set up something. So maybe there's some interesting trend where someone is selling some crash and it's really taking off. So maybe that could be something that we could actually develop further and then sell it on Amazon as well. And obviously, obvious place to look for is Amazon, right? So niche specific news, search for different blogs, news websites, and the industry publications that cover your niche. And one thing is also like going to different trade shows, fairs, and of course, one of the biggest is this Canton Fair in China. But I mean, that's not I mean, I remember going there. I mean, there's just so much stuff. There's just so many things going on. So I mean, it's easy to get different kinds of ideas. I mean, that's not the only fair happening. So basically, if there's anything going around you, and it doesn't even have to be that big. It's just something specific to some category, and maybe you're thinking that, oh, okay, that could be a cool category. So maybe I will actually go into it and see. Okay, obviously the requirements is that they have some kind of products on display and so on. So yeah, news blogs. I mean, these can often highlight new products, technologies and trends. And then also these associations and organizations. So you can research whether there are like industry associations or organizations related to your needs. And if it's located anywhere near you, then then it's just easy to go look into that. What kind of things are they organizing? Maybe are they doing also some kind of meetups? So maybe just check out that, okay, what's happening there? What are the different things that people are talking about, and so on. So there you get like reports, statistic, insights into the market. Study what, like if you have already idea that, hey, this niche could be pretty cool. So then you start like analyzing the competitors that are already selling on this niche. So analyze their product offerings, the marketing strategies, customer feedback to identify really these opportunities and gaps in the market. So yeah, I mean, okay, let's say that we have gone through these and we have some ideas. And by the way, I mean, always work from a list. That's also what Brian Tracy has a saying, and it's spot on. Always work from a list, always and always have this kind of like product idea backlog, meaning that you add ideas there, and it can be just a simple spreadsheet or whatever. I mean, and then you just add links there, you add any kind of useful information, and then you add, before you are actually even moving on to this validating idea phase. So here you should already have a list of different ideas, and then, okay, next thing is that, okay, let's start validating these ideas. Not validating the product itself, but just validating the idea, right? So, I mean, just search for a similar product on Amazon, and then you could just use X-ray from Helium, and it will give you enormous amount of like data about the different products, about the search terms. Then, okay, what kind of criteria we should have? Well, I mean, at least, I mean, there should be like good star ratings, low review count, compact and lightweight, simple to photograph, no assembly required, not fragile and breakable. And these, actually, the last ones are the most important ones, because let's say that, yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, but how little effort can we do to actually sell it? So we need to get photographs, we need to get like images for the product listing. So are we able to do that in an easy way? And let's say that the product requires a bit of explaining to do. Okay, well, that's gonna be that can be a bit challenging, meaning that if people, when they are looking at the product image, I mean, when they're just going to be spending seconds looking at the small tiny thumbnail before even moving to the product listing. So are they able to understand that what is this product and what is it actually gonna allow me to do? Like what's the thing, how to use it? So for example, if it requires something like you need to assemble it, then already we are in a territory where people can like assemble it wrong, and boom, we get like 1-star reviews. Because I mean, it's not the product's fault, really. It's just that consumers are not able to use it correctly. Yeah, okay, fine, but we should still take the responsibility in making sure that product is being used properly. It doesn't, and that the user experience is actually good, right? And breakable, fragile. Well, I mean, since it's going to move continents typically, then I mean, if it has a lot of fragile parts, then that would mean that we need to put a lot of attention in making sure that it's not going to break. So it's just easier if it's not fragile and if it's not breakable. It's assembly, it doesn't require any kind of assembling, and it's easy to explain in terms of photographs, and it's lightweight and so on. Does anyone have any questions about the criteria for looking looking into product ideas. And especially when you're looking for the first product, I mean, don't do yourself a disservice in choosing something that is too complicated, because it might actually, by the way, I mean, it's fine to sell even complicated and even heavier items and so on, but that shouldn't be the first choice. That shouldn't be the first or second product to sell, because first thing is that you need to, you need to build the skill set of being able to sell on Amazon. So you're building the competence, you're building the skill. And when you're at the stage where you're still building the skill, you shouldn't take too difficult tasks, too complicated projects, because I mean, then you're just gonna struggle, right? It's much easier path to choose something that is not gonna, doesn't have anything too complicated. It's not, so meaning that it's not going to be a too complicated project, and it's actually going to be as easy project as possible, if it makes sense. All right, but here, and actually so many people stop here. I mean, they just validate the idea and think, oh, okay, I'm good to go, the validation is done. Okay, yeah, you made like one area of the validation. Okay, you validated the idea itself, but you didn't validate the product, because I mean, the real data actually comes from the marketplace, when real human beings are using their hard-earned money to buy your product and actually use it. That's the real validation. So that's why after validating the idea, we don't move on to ordering hundreds of units. No, instead, I mean, we follow this low risk, low budget method that, okay, let's just take small batch and get it live within a few weeks. And then when we sell everything, and of course, like, people are gonna say that, oh, okay, I sent it, but all of it was sold. Okay, well, just send another 50 units of batch, and then send another one before actually moving to a bigger batch. But the point is that we want to get as much information as possible, and we want to mitigate all the risks. We want to know about advertising. We want to know about, we want to get real data from real paying customers. So that's why it's just so essential to follow this two things that I mentioned previously. Like number one is speed, launching the products in a matter of weeks instead of months. And then second thing is that launching multiple products. I don't know anyone who's doing 7-8 figures on Amazon, and I mean, just launch one product and boom, that took off. No, I mean, I know people who can make even 8 figures with one product, but that wasn't the first product or second product or third product that they launch. No, I mean, typically it's in a evolution of that. You take something live, and no, it didn't go well. You take something else live. Okay, now the time that you actually release your third time, you have already built your competence, your skill set, so that you are better prepared doing launches and getting products live. And you also gain this experience about this niche as well. So number one is to build the skill set, build good understanding of the process, and being able to do also, like, read the data from Amazon, also understand what are the things that are needed to be done in order to be successful on Amazon. So after we have done that, after we have built the skills, I mean, even at that point, there are still, it doesn't mean like after you build the skills, it doesn't mean that there's no more risk. No, I mean, there's all the time risk, right? Like, launching a new product is going to be risky. So instead, we do it in such a manner that we pretty much cover our asses so that we know that, oh, we already see the real data from these customers, and these are the things that happened, and so on. So now we feel confident in moving the bigger batches, moving to ordering bigger amounts that we ship to Amazon. So yeah, I mean, if you are not yet part of this 4-week launch, then okay, I mean, book a call with us, and then let's get your product. Let's get your next product live within 4 weeks. And Daniel did a great job. So first week he found the product idea. Second week already shipped it to Amazon. So that's the thing. That's the thing how it works. And in the process, we spent just a few $100. So we don't even you don't even need a bigger budget in order to do this. Yeah. So week 1. Getting started with Amazon and also Alibaba, I mean, finding something that is already has inventory. So we don't have time to wait months and months to get the inventory. No. We need the inventory today, and we want to ship it to Amazon next week. Then, so I mean, just finishing product listing and shipping. Week 3 is okay. Now that the goods are on the way, then okay, product listing is not going to be active before it has images, right? So we need to get images. We need to have the minimum amount of things to be able to sell it, right? And here, like when you're first searching for product ideas, I mean, the thing is that if you're just launching, like if you're just sending like 50 units, then it's just so little investment, and it's so low risk. So you don't even need to do like the full extensive like perfect product blueprint or anything like this. You don't need to do extensive keyword resource or anything. I mean, we are also happy to do it on your behalf, but even at this stage, it's not the time that you have to do it yet. So you can actually move it to a later stage, because when you're shipping just 50 units to Amazon, I mean, you're going to be able to sell those anyway. So you are not taking any bigger risk with hefty investments or any upfront cost, right? So that's why you can actually do it at a later stage, meaning that you first get the product on its way, and then you start doing these keyword research and those things, right? Then week 4 is okay, starting promotions, getting the product sold, and then having the data, analyzing the data that was generated. And like I mentioned, this should be done in several different batches, meaning that once you get one, let's say that, okay, we sent 50 units and boom, it's all gone. So should we order now a big amount? No, I mean, let's just do the same thing again, just to cover our assets, just to make sure that we have everything, we have really taking into consideration everything possible with this product. And things might change. I mean, the market changes all the time. So maybe we send another 50 units there, and something changes in the marketplace. Like, maybe this product really took off, and now it's like bombarded with these competitors that are all driving the price down. Imagine if you had sent like 1,000 units, you're stuck with 1,000 units, and boom, the price went down. So you have to take your price lower as well. But luckily, if you just sent the 50 units, then it's not a big deal. We will just be able to sell it off and then just move on to the next product. And then we can revisit maybe at a later stage that, okay, is this market dead, or should we take another look? So it's really all about just mitigating the risk and minimizing the investments that we need to do and so on.